Hello, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here today, my name is Audrey, and we are going to be talking about all of the different Loki variants that we've seen in episode 5 of Loki. So if you don't want any spoilers for the episode, click off now. We're going to go a little bit in depth of the episode, but mostly this video is going to go into just the different Lokis that we've seen in the series and a little bit of their backstories and where exactly they are in this. So if you like this video while you're watching, give it a thumbs up and be sure to subscribe. I will be doing 2 videos a week. This week is a big Marvel week, so today's video is Loki, of course, and then Saturday, I will have my Black Widow review up because we're finally back to the movies and I am so excited. So I would love for you to stick around. Let's go ahead and start with classic Loki. So classic Loki we have here is played by Richard E. Grant. He's a very famous British actor. He was also in the Star Wars universe in the Rise of Skywalker as, I don't know what his name was. That's where at least I know him from, and I know he's been in a lot of other British stuff, so he is playing a classic version of Loki, and I gotta say, other than Sylvie, he seems to be the most powerful Loki. His Nexus event that got him taken by the TVA is that he decided that he wanted to go live out in isolation on a planet, but he got lonely, and the minute he tried to leave and go, he missed Thor. He missed his brothers. So I think there's a really big connection with their Lokis, with their Thors. You know, they really do want to be with Thor, you know, as brothers. And they just don't know how to express themselves. So he wanted to go be with Thor, and the TVA got him and put him in the Void. This place that they're in is called the Void. So that's kind of him. He hates knives, which God bless. We acknowledge the fact that they're not great. The greatest weapon of a Loki is his magic, which he says, and it is true. He wears a goofy costume, which is Loki's comic book costume from his first appearance. This is what Loki looked like in the comics when he was first introduced. So yes, it is very hokey. I kind of am glad that Marvel ended up going with that because, you know, they're not afraid to show a hokey costume, which is a plus for me. Now, unfortunately, this version of Loki was killed by the giant cloud monster that is like the guard dog of the actual creator of the TVA. So unfortunately, we will probably not be seeing him again, but it was a great way for him to go out. So this is just a special guest star. He was building fake Asgard with his magic. It's absolutely awesome. So he was kind of like he just wanted a companion, so I think he was happy being with the other Lokis because he was just a companion, so it worked out. Then we have the other main version of Loki in the Void, which is going to be Kid Loki. So Kid Loki, we did not see anything happen to him, so he will most likely come back. Kid Loki is pretty important for the Young Avengers, so it's always possible that we're going to see him in the future, especially if we're introducing Kang the Conqueror and Ant-Man and the Wasp, if not earlier. Kid Loki would be there because Kang is predominantly a Young Avengers villain. He's like the biggest villain that the Young Avengers face, so pretty important to that. Kid Loki is like the ruler of the little band of Lokis that they have. So he doesn't necessarily, there's other variants that live in the Void. We see a few others. We see a few bands of other Lokis, which we'll talk about in a minute, as well as people like on a ship that are not Lokis. So everybody who gets pruned goes to this world. So he's like the leader of the little band of Lokis, and he's kind of calling the shots and stuff like that. They live in a little bunker, and his Nexus event was that he killed Thor. So we don't have much details as to when and why he killed Thor, seemingly as children, because he is a child. So I guess we'll see about that one. But yes, he is in charge. He is just chilling out there. Then we also have what is deemed as boastful Loki, which we do see that he is pretty boastful. He says that his Nexus event was because he won the Battle of New York and then collected all 6 Infinity Stones and then he ruled over everything. But apparently that was not true. According to Alligator Loki, he said, no, that's not true. Gator Loki does not speak. He makes croaks, but classic Loki can understand him and pretty much interprets what he's saying, so that's pretty cool. But we don't know too much about boastful Loki, so because he made up his Nexus event, we don't really know what exactly it was. Seemingly it's something way less significant. We do see that he has a version of Mjolnir. He does not wear the horns, and he is big into weapons. He actually ends up betraying the others, so he kind of leaves pretty much 15 to 20 minutes into the episode, so he's not really around too much. We didn't really see the aftermaths of what happened with the big brawl of Lokis that happened, but I'm not sure if we'll see him again in the future. But the actor was very excited to be playing a version of Loki, which is super cool. It's also really cool that we're seeing like a black Loki would be pretty awesome, especially if we can make Loki look like whatever. I think it would be really cool to just get different versions of Loki that aren't Tom Hiddleston, which is awesome. So for the last one in their little band is Gator Loki, which I cannot stand. People are calling him Croaky. He is not a crocodile. He is an alligator, if you did not know. I'm from Florida, so I think I know my alligators pretty well. Florida is the only state in the United States, it might be the only place in the world, I'm pretty sure, that you can get both alligators and crocodiles in the same exact spot. So I know what they look like. Alligators have a rounded, I want to say bill, but that's not a bill. They're not a duck. So a rounded snout, and their teeth are less sharp. So alligators look like that, and they're also pudgier. Crocodiles tend to be skinnier, and they have a long snout with really razor teeth. So he's an alligator. He wears the horns. He's my absolute favorite. We don't know anything about this world that Gator Loki comes from. Seemingly, I thought at first maybe that, which would have been disappointing to me, shapeshifting, and he shapeshifted into a gator for the meeting because he's just a trickster. But no, he's a literal gator, and we don't really see many powers from Gator Loki other than him attacking like normal gators. He does get put into water, into a little inflatable pool, which yes, you would need to be in water if you're a gator. They do like to lay there. They're not very fast on land. He has an interesting relationship with Kid Loki, which I really like. It looks like he's like looking out for him. But classic Loki tends to be the one who can understand him. So we find out that Gator Loki's Nexus event was that he ate the wrong cat. So he accidentally ate a cat and then got taken in by the TVA, which means that he was in a little TVA jumpsuit and stood trial the TVA as a gator. That's pretty awesome. We don't know too much about this trial. Mobius does not remember a Gator Loki, so I'm not sure what exactly is going on there, but Gator Loki is pretty aggressive, like a normal gator. He does bite off President Loki's hand, which I really appreciated. Gator Loki does leave with Kid Loki, so it's possible we could see the both of them in episode 6 as well as in an additional season. I think it's more likely that we will see Kid Loki, but I really would love Gator Loki, and as soon as they sell Gator Loki merch, I'm jumping on that because I love him. He is my favorite. A lot of people are calling him Florida Loki. That's better than croaky for sure. The last big variant we're going to talk about here, who is pretty much just a cameo, is going to be President Loki. So President Loki is a run from the comics in which Loki is like president over a disaster post-apocalyptic world. So he is just, in this world, there isn't really a president. It's not really like an alternate timeline. It's literally just a void planet. So with Loki, President Loki, it's not like he's like running an election, doing all that stuff. He just happens to be in charge of everybody. And then we see a double cross. So boastful Loki snitches and tells them where their hideout is, and then President Loki goes to double cross, and then the followers of President Loki double cross him, and it's just a whole ordeal. So we don't know too much about this world and why there's a President Loki with vote for Loki stuff on there. It's pretty much just meant to be nods to the comics. I don't think we'll see this version of Loki again. I think it was just supposed to be a funny haha moment, which I agree with, and it was very funny when our version of Loki opens the hatch and it's like, this is a nightmare. Yeah, there's too many versions of Loki at this point. I think the other thing we should mention is that Frog Thor was in the episode. He goes very quickly, so if you did miss him when they're going into the hatch, it shows it under the earth. It shows Mjolnir as well as a version of Frog with Thor's outfit jumping up and down in a little jar. So yes, there is a Frog Thor in this universe, which is awesome, and I hope we see more of him. I just hope we see more weird characters now that we have a Gator Loki that Marvel have been too scared to do. So that's kind of my thing. I really like this episode. I liked seeing the different versions of Loki. As for the episode as a whole, it's really just gearing up to the finale, so it's like we're taking one step to the finale. So great things all around. Mobius is back, but then he did, so he was in the timeline, he was in the void, saves Sylvie. Sylvie prunes herself to be there to try to save Loki, and then Mobius goes back to the TVA. So we're going to see that unfold, probably a Mobius versus Renslayer showdown, and we are going to be revealed as to who is behind the TVA. I'm not going to do my theories in this video because I've gone through them ad nauseum. I will put in the cards my videos about who the options as to who is behind the TVA. At this point, it looks like Renslayer doesn't really know what's going on, but we're gonna find something out along the way. But that's where I'm gonna wrap up this video today. So kind of talked about episode 5, but not too much as a whole, just the different versions of Loki that we did see and could see again. So let me know if you, what your thoughts on the episode were down below, as well as your thoughts on the video. Did you like do you like these kind of topic videos that are related to the episode, or do you prefer the breakdowns that I did before? Let me know so that I can know what exactly to go forward with for the finale. The finale, I might do a combination just because it's the finale. So let me know down below, and as always, have a great rest of your day. My state's about to be obliterated by a hurricane, so please stay safe out there if you're in the Florida area. And I will see you on Saturday for my Black Widow review, and if you missed my last video, you can watch it back here. Take care, bye!